Oh, we're live. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, sorry, coming in late, coming in hot for Winning Wednesday. We had a little bit of some technicality, okay, some difficulties over here with some technology. So what we're trying to do, there's an error that occurred, so we're trying to get it to go live. But can you hear me, Camille?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, so just bear with me as it's doing this, but I'm super 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 excited for today's episode because what I'm about to share with you is how in 90 freaking days, could you imagine? 90 days, how you can not only get 100 brand new customers, but hello, recruit and sign up 12 brand new people to come do what it is that you are doing. Those are like crazy numbers, right? What if we could like have like a fraction of that, a fourth of that? Put in the comment section some money emojis if you're like, let's freaking go. So I would love to know, what time are you catching the replay? If you're on live, where are you tuning in from? And hello. But if you do catch this on the replay, I want to know, what time are you tuning in at? I am currently in Detroit, Michigan. It is 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 1:09 to be exact, coming in 9 minutes late. And I'm very sorry about that, but I'm pretty sure this episode is going to make up for it. A little bit about my background before we get into the interview is, I have a background 6 years now in the industry. I had no use being in business. I said no for 5 years. I was a single mom, working 3 jobs, gone out of the house 70 plus hours a week, $60,000 in debt, broke, disgusted, and out of severe desperation, I saw this girl posting on social media, the only account that I had, which was Facebook, about how she was struggling in her relationship over finances. And I was like, well, I'm struggling in my relationship with my child because I don't see her because I'm broke. All I do is work. And if I ran over a nail with my tire, I would literally have to sit down and pick and choose what bills to pay and what bills not to pay. So, long story short, after following this girl on Facebook and seeing her have a transformation of becoming happy in her relationship, because of her, I found a solution. That it's okay if you're introverted, it's okay if you don't have Facebook, I have Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, because all those things are things that you can learn in a skill set because none of us come out of the womb, right? Being able to have those skills. Everything is teachable and learnable if you're positive and coachable like Camille is. And just last month, being the girl like me who was such a struggle to get into this industry, but $79,000 worth of hero products all by myself. I don't have to have anyone underneath me in order to earn a commission on that. So we are here. We are thriving. One thing that I love about Winning Wednesday is that this is actually leadership that is happening right now. This isn't something that she did 5 years ago that's not working now. It's something that's working right this very second. And what she's about to share with you is going to absolutely blow your mind. So, step one, tag your teammates. Tag a friend, tag an entrepreneur, tag someone who owns a restaurant, tag someone who owns a real estate company, tag them in the comment section because this might be the solution to the problems that they are facing right now on December 11th. So, Camille, what's up?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? Sorry about the
I am
technical
fantastic.
difficulties.
That's
Glad you're
okay.
doing glad you're doing fantastic. If I only had 3 minutes to get ready because we're on different time zones and
Mm-hmm.
we kind of got a little bit, I wouldn't be looking like you. So you look good, but I did take a shower for you, but my
I did
straightener I
too.
couldn't.
So we're winning. I took a
Oh, we
shower this
are.
morning. It's great.
Yeah.
We're good.
Okay, good. Yeah, good because it looks like a frizz ball because I can't find my hair straightener and then I couldn't find my phone and it was in the shower. So we
That's
found it.
great.
We're on time. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, Camille, before we get started on sharing how the heck you got 100 new freaking customers, which is sick in 90 days, 3 months, and 12 new recruits, tell me a little bit about your backstory. How did you stumble across this profession? Why did you get started? How much money did you make? And what the heck happened to get you where you are today?
Yeah, so good afternoon, everybody. My name is Camille, and I've actually been in network marketing for coming up on 11 years. I live in Texas, but prior to that, me and my husband lived in Kansas, and we had no family. I had my daughter in 2013, so you do the math. And I was working, I had a full-time job, and I was working a second job at Sam's Club part-time. And because my husband was working too, but I had to pay for daycare. and daycare was very expensive after I had my daughter. It was over $1,000 a month back then. And so we were living paycheck to paycheck. I was always robbing Peter to pay Paul. That was always the vicious cycle. So I got a second job at Sam's Club, and I worked Monday through Friday at my full-time job, 7 to 3:30, dropped off my daughter at daycare, started my second job from 5 to 11 o'clock at night. And I did that for about 6 months. While I was working at Sam's Club, I saw somebody post about a business, and I was like, oh, I want to try that. Maybe I can make extra money. So I did that. And I am the girl who's been with every network marketing company. I was a company hopper for a very long time. There's a reason, you'll understand in a minute. So I joined this one business that I made enough money to quit my second job. So I was working my full-time job, working my business enough to pay for daycare, be at home at night, because I missed my daughter's first steps by working at Sam's Club. Those are the moments I will never get back. She doesn't remember it, but us as moms, we remember those things. So I did that, and I worked that business for a very, very long time. I was a top leader, and then I woke up and it was February 14th, 2017, and the doors closed. No notice, no nothing. I had earned trips, all the things, and I was without I was out without a job. So I had to find a new company, found a new company. Just didn't align with me. Kept hopping. Then I quit for about 6 months, did my own thing, came into this business that I'm in now. I quit and then came back in again. And so that is kind of how I have got where I am today. But the bottom line is that I work full time now. I have a full-time job. I work from home full time. People always think you cannot do this because you have a full-time job. No, you can. You can do this. It's very easy, very simple, but it's how coachable and willing are you to learn all the things. Not everybody knows everything. I thought I knew everything coming into this. I was like, yeah, I already know how to do that. I know how to go live. I know how to do all of this. But do you really know? Are you really coachable is the question. So I've been in the business a long time. And so, yeah, that's a little backstory about me and how I got into network marketing.
So when you got started, how much was your goal? Like, I want to make this much money. I want to
So,
fire my boss. And then where did that lead you? Did you catch a vision?
yeah, so when I started, I wanted to make, everyone always says 500. Mine was like, at the time, it was like $200 to $300 a month. And then I started with my old business. I made more than that. So I was able to quit the second job. And coming back into it, like now, I wanted to make over $1,000 a month because I wanted more for my family. Things have changed from then until now, but I wanted to, because my husband has always been the breadwinner, right? Always made the money. And I wanted to be able to pay for things that he's always paid for. I wanted to be able to do that. Because, I do work, but I wanted to have more money. I wanted to, be able to pay off debt. I was sued for $6,000. I was overweight, sued. I needed to make the money back fast. And why I chose this business that I'm in is because if I don't want to build a team, I don't have to. I can make money now. I can get paid at 6 p.m. today. I don't have to wait next month to get paid. So I knew if I could share my story with people and I could show people how to do this, in my business, I, have weight loss supplements. I could literally change people's lives as well as changing my own, and I can get paid today. So I told myself, I'm going to do this. So now I make enough to where my husband doesn't have to pay for the bigger things. I pay for those. And it's enough to where these past 2 Christmases, I haven't had to charge a credit card, put anything on a payment plan. I pay cash for my stuff. I don't have to worry about, oh my gosh, in January, how am I going to pay the bills from December? I don't have to worry about that because of my business. And it has helped so much. And it's literally saved my life, like my health, and it's helping my family too.
Oh man, that's awesome. So inspiring. It's like the hair on my arms is sticking up. So obviously there's a lot of people who have amazing success like yourself in this industry. But there are those people who come into this and hop company to company and company and company and never have any success. And what I like about what you shared is you had a company, you had great amounts of success with it. It shut down, and then you went in and you kind of like it was dating. You were looking for the best match, and you came across what you're doing now, which is more of social retail, where you don't have to worry about a team
Yep.
or recruiting people to be underneath you. If you want to, you can, but you can make a really good income, six-figure income or whatever you want, the 1,000, 5, 10,000 a month, helping people get started on hero products. But what would you say your number one piece of advice is coming in from the platform where you are bringing in most of your customers and the platform that you are bringing in most of your recruits? Where are these people coming from?
So most of when I work all platforms. You should never leave, all your eggs in one basket, right? But most of my people now in the past 90 days have been from Facebook. They have been from Facebook. Now, prior to that, I was only using like one platform, which is bad. So I use all three platforms, but most of my clientele are on Facebook, all of them.
Which is crazy because most of my clientele used to come from TikTok, and now
Yeah.
most of my clientele and my reels are popping more on Instagram. So it
Mhm.
goes to show you. So when you say you use all platforms, how are you doing that? How are you showing up on social media? Through live, through reels, through content? Are you
Mhm.
posting it everywhere? Because people don't understand that.
Yeah, so when I post on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Lemon 8, and I use other platforms like Pinterest. I'm doing stories every single day. I'm doing reels. I'm trying to get 1 to 2 a day. That is where I slack, and that's okay because we're working on that. So about 1 to 2 a day. And then I do live videos. I go live on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. And I do a dual live, or yeah, dual live. I go live on three platforms all at one time as well.
Yeah, so that's brilliant. If you didn't hear that in the comments, if you're going live, it should be on three platforms. So what does that mean? I mean, what do you have? Three different cell phones?
Yeah, so I have this is funny because I have an iPad, I have my cell phone, and then I have another phone here.
Okay, so same with me. So
Yep.
I have two iPads, and I just call the elephant out in the room, when I'm
Yep.
going live. And going live, Camille, is that something that you did right when you jumped in, or was that something you were really nervous and scared to do, and over time you overcame that? How did that look for you? Because it's definitely not something that I did for 4 years of being in the industry. Obviously now I do it all the time, but that's not something that I did in the beginning, and it was something that scared the living crap out of me. And I think a lot of people think that you have to go live, you have to do reels, and that's something that's honestly not true. What do you have to say
Right.
about that?
So when I first started in this industry, lives were not a thing. Lives were never around. And it's funny because I was the first person in my company that closed down to do a live video. And so I wasn't scared to get on the camera. I was like, yeah, whatever, we're going to try it out because it wasn't a big thing back then. But when I first started, no, I did in-home parties. I was doing vendor events. That's what I did. I was selling body butter and magnet. That's what I did. But once social media started to like revamp itself, I did do live videos and I do them. But when you're coming into this business, you don't have to do a live video. You don't have to do a reel. You don't have to do any of that. Is it the easiest way to leverage income? Yes, it is. It's the quickest way to get your name out there because people want to see you. They want to see you. They don't really care about a graphic, but you have to be more intentional when you're posting on social media. So if you're like, I'm really scared about doing a live video, why don't you do a dual live with you and your best friend and just talk just to get used to it? Or why don't you try to set a goal? I'm going to go live once a month if you're new to it. You can use faceless content. Use ChatGPT. It'll tell you exactly what to post and how to post it. And you can use Canva to post your reels without showing your face, without even say you sell, I don't know, a mascara. You don't even have to like show your face. There's so many ways you can utilize what you sell without actually showing your face.
I agree. So the person that's sitting on the sidelines right now, they're probably like, so Camille, how do you fit this all in? How can the average person who has kids, the average person who's working full time, because that's what's so amazing about this industry is it is something that you can do on the side of whatever it is that you're already doing, and it will not interfere. So for the person that seems like this is sounding a lot, they don't even know how to use Canva. I mean, what do you have to say about that? Because I know that I'm going to say, well, I hired someone in the Philippines to do a Canva for. I mean, there's certain things that you can do because
Mhm.
that's not a skill set of mine. But for you, I know you do a lot of those things. When are you doing them?
Yeah, so I actually have a full-time job. Right now I'm on my lunch break. So 30 minutes every day I'm doing something like eating lunch, doing something, working my books. I have this, I'm doing that. You set time. Set a schedule for yourself. If you have to wake up an extra hour early, then you're waking up an extra hour early to knock out what you need to do. Oh, well, I don't know how to use Canva. YouTube it. Oh, well, I can't do this. Ask Google. There's people make too many excuses for what they can't do. No, you can. You just have to fit it around your schedule. I used to go live at nighttime when my daughter was asleep. I used to go live at night. 8 o'clock was my time. I don't do that anymore. I've worked in a different schedule. You have to figure out when it's easier for you to work your business. 1 to 3 hours a week, 2 to 5 hours a week. How can you fit it in? You're driving to work. Are you listening to your personal development? Are you in the bathroom? Can you send a message? Are you on lunch break? Yes, you take lunches, you eat, you have time to pick your phone up and do the things. How bad do you want it is the question. And I'm just being very honest. There's no excuses.
And it's a short-term sacrifice for a future
Right.
gain. Because someone like me, when I got into it, my biggest objection was I absolutely don't have time. Why would I get into something that I already don't have time to see my child, but now I'm going to be on my phone in front of her or even while she's sleeping? And here's the deal. It's a short-term sacrifice for a future gain. I saw the success that other people had in this industry by putting in the work then, whereas now I have the flexibility. I'm at the games. When Bella goes through her teen years where I feel like you need your
Mhm.
mom and dad the most, I'll be there. She has to come home sick from school. Like all those things, it's a short-term sacrifice, but you also see the future gain of having the flexibility and the freedom of what you do. And I was the same as you. I didn't go to the bathroom without getting something on my tracker done. I didn't spend extra time doing that, but if I need to, add to my network of friends and I know how to do a task and 2 minutes adds up 5 times a day. And when
Right.
I would go sit in line at Kroger and when I'd sit in line here
Mhm.
or there, I mean, there's so many lines everywhere. You're going to get your kid enrolled for soccer and you have to wait in a line to do it. You can be plugging into a system where you're not punched into a job. So I
Right.
really like that you hit it so right, but also some people might be saying like so harsh. But in the comment
Yeah.
section, drop schedule and what actually is your schedule? Because Camille makes a really good point. If you don't have a schedule, you're not going to do anything at all. You're not going to get anything done. See, if you can't do this part time, you have no use ever doing it full time. I got into
Right.
the industry to make $500 extra a month. That's what I dreamt of. That's was then all of a sudden I caught a vision to be like, okay, 6 figures a year. And then I
Right.
caught a vision. Now I'm like 6 figures a month. So you keep catching these things because as you go and grow into yourself, because that's what this is. She's mentioned personal development. It's a personal development journey with a compensation plan attached to it. And something Camille's really good at doing is pouring into herself, being coachable, listening to trainings while she's driving. She's very good with her time. And over time, it has compounded to where she has a very, very nice side of residual income on top of a full time job. And I asked her, I'm like, do you want to? She's like, I like my job. You know what I mean? Like my job is fun. It's, I have a schedule. I'm used to this. So when the time is right and if she wants to part her ways, she can, but you need a schedule. Because when
Absolutely.
I went full time, I was just like, okay, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to jump in. And if I didn't have a schedule, I wouldn't be where I am today. And on top of it, this morning, like I don't have to wake up at all. My daughter gets herself off to school. I could sleep till noon, but the alarm goes off. I know what I'm doing at 6 a.m. I know what class I'm going to at the gym. I know what time I'm at the gym. I know what time I'm getting on live. Everything is just in a schedule. And then all of a sudden it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon and everything's been done.
Yep.
Otherwise, it turns into 10 o'clock in the evening. You haven't done anything. And by doing that, you are actually deteriorating your confidence because when you say you're going to do something and when you commit to doing a business or you commit to go all in and you don't follow through and you end up being unsuccessful because you don't take any action, your confidence level now in that area has completely been demolished. And so you start self sabotaging yourself. and making excuses that this isn't something that you can do. So instead of playing the victim, Camille did a lot of playing the victor, a
Yep.
lot of being coachable and looking at the good in everything. Camille, when she first started, probably took her who knows, 17 minutes to create a reel. I'm sure Camille can do it now in 90 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So, what you lack in skill, you make up for time during that, but it will all catch up, just like if you start a new job or just like if you get promoted in a company. So, I love that you touched on that. If there's one thing that you would say to why you have such a great customer pod and why you're consistently showing up and recruiting people every month, what would you say that is for the person who's like, okay, I want this. I need this. Like, what is it that you would say if I had to do one thing, what would I be doing every day?
Well, I do a lot every day, but consistency is
Yeah.
key.
Discipline and
And
consistency.
it's so people just they'll do it for 5 days. Oh well, I didn't make $100 yesterday or $500. I'm out. No, it takes time. No one's gonna wake up and just have this massive bank account tomorrow. It takes a lot of time, energy, and consistency. You need to be consistent every single day. You cannot work for 5 days and then fall off for 7. It doesn't work like that because your people watch you. They notice because if not, they're going to go find somebody else. So consistency is key. I don't care if you're a nurse and you work 12-hour days, make time. I promise. Even if it's going, making a reel or posting your stories or doing a live for 5 minutes, just make the time. I promise. Like me, I'm going to get off this call and I'll be going live. I haven't went live yet today, so that's what I'll be doing. You have to make the time and be consistent every single day.
And discipline to know when you and I
Yep.
message each other and we
Hmm.
don't want to go do something, you do it anyways because 9 out of 10 times the person that's successful that is doing it anyways doesn't want to be doing it. I think that's something that
Hmm.
we might need to tune into more. Just say, okay, I'm going to rip the bandage off. I'm going to have a schedule, like Camille says. I'm going to be consistent. I'm going to actually have a tracker where I check everything off the box so I know that I did it instead of just talking my brain into doing things that you can be honest. You create a lot of stuff in your head. You
Oh
could listen
yeah.
to this video. You could listen to this recording of this training right now and be like, "Oh, it's this, and this," and it's like, "Wait, where'd you even get that from?" You make assumptions.
Yeah.
So where would you say that most of your recruits are coming from? Where are they coming from? Customers, or are they coming from never being a customer, coming in to make an additional stream of income online and wanting to do both? Where are these people coming from?
A lot of them have been, oh, it's kind of 50-50. Some are customers that are getting, that want to make the extra income. And then some of them are just people that I have literally popped the question to, you know? And that's where people, I feel like they fail when it comes to trying to recruit. I've always said this and I've changed that a lot, you know, oh, I'm not a big recruiter. No, 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 that's not what it is. It's, how can I get better at it? So it's all about crafting, keep going, keep asking the question. You will find a rhythm and utilize your tools that you and your company may have,
Yeah.
whatever it is that you do. Use the tools. I used to never use the right tools ever. I used to think I could do it all by myself. You can't. Sorry, you can't do it until you become like a master at it, okay? So utilize the tools, but most of mine are 50-50 customers and then people that are like, they were given a tool, saw the vision, I'm going to do this with you.
Interesting, right?
Yeah.
I would say the same thing. You never know. I just ask. A great thing to do,
Yep.
even though someone's open to taking a look at a hero product, is like, listen, are you interested in, the supplements? Are you interested in making money? Or are you interested in both? Because the thing that the person might have went to bed last night stressed about, the credit card
Hmm.
bill that they got, could be something where they're like, what am I going to do with my life to get this to go away? Like, there's no way I could imagine driving to a second job, leaving my family, leaving my friends. I can't imagine this being over the roof of my head and my life being like this for the rest of my life. So I always look at it as a miracle. Some people,
Yeah.
it's not for everyone. Like you said, if you're not positive and you're not coachable, it is not a good fit for you. But if
Yep.
you can come in and you can be positive and you can be coachable, and one thing that you do that's an amazing thing that you mentioned about tools is you look at the top of the leadership board in your company and you
Mhm.
implement what those people are doing. And now you're on the top of the leadership board for both
Yes.
sides, not just the customer side, but also the recruiting side.
Yep.
So what you have done is quite incredible, especially being a mom, a wife, travel softball, I
Oh
think,
yeah. Yep.
and then working full time and then doing this on the side. So it's quite inspiring. So if there's anything that you had to leave these people with for advice with other people streaming in that want 100 customers in 90 days, they want to start recruiting even do half a fraction of what it is that you are doing, what would you tell them would be the non-negotiables when it comes to your daily method of operations? And be real. Like, what are you doing every single day? No ifs, ands, buts, or ors.
Well, I have an activity tracker that I go off of every day, and so I'm always leading with, of course, personal development is number one. My personal development was terrible 90 days ago. It was so bad. Um, I'm always showing up, whether it's in a live video or it's on my story showing what my product or service is to offer. So if you sell makeup, skincare, whatever it is, I'm always adding to my network of friends. If you are not adding to your network of friends, like you just expect them just to add you, no, they're not. You need to be out there networking with people. Okay. I'm always, adding to my stories, reaching out to people, having conversations. These are things I used to never do. So actually getting to know my followers, building the relationship, having the conversation, reaching out every single day. This is what I do every day, and I go off of a tracker every day. It's something I cannot go to sleep unless it's done every single day. But networking is going to be key, and it's not just on one platform. Do all platforms. Every single platform. Everyone's freaking out about TikTok. Have them follow you on different platforms. When you're live on TikTok or you're talking to people, hey, follow me on Instagram or Facebook. Like, get those people over.
It's network marketing,
Yeah,
not working, right? Is
right.
that what they say? Not working?
Not
Yeah.
working. Yeah.
Yes, I agree. And that's one thing. But Camille, you sit here and talk about adding to friends. You sit here and talk about posting and reels and
Mhm.
starting new conversations. But were you born with those skills? How did you
No.
figure out how to do those? How did you get
So
more confident?
I had to literally do it. Do it every single day. The more you do it, the easier it will get. Oh, I can't. Oh, I don't know how to do it. Learn every day. You're going to suck. Like Mr. Melton says, embrace the suck. You have to do it. The more you do it, the better you will become. I promise. At first, I was like, live video. Oh, gosh. Even till this day, almost 11 years in, I'm like, oh, live, here we go. Dogs could be barking like they are right now, kids screaming. I don't know what's going to happen. It's real life. Be you. Y'all see, I have no makeup on. I just have mascara on. I'm normally in my pajamas because I work from home. You don't have to be perfect to show up every single day. Just show up. That's the bottom line. Show up, stay consistent, get yourself an accountability partner. That is like key, honestly, because there's days where I'm like, I seriously do not want to do this today. It's normal. Find someone to hold you accountable every single day.
Okay, so this is money. In the comment section, if you're like feeling pumped up and it's December and you're like, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to crush, because remember what you do right now is where
Mhm.
you are going to be like 90 days from right now. So if your foot's off the gas and you're sitting here going, I'm going to play the victim and say that it's December and no one's spent, that's funny.
Yeah, don't use
Camille,
that as an
Camille's
excuse.
got customers signing up every day.
Yeah, do
I've
not
got
say, "Oh,
customers.
well, people can't spend money because it's Christmas." That's an excuse. Stop. Because if you just stop now, good luck in January, February. Like you stopped. Who cares if they're not interested today? You don't know in 30 days how they're going to be. I
Yep.
mean, like Michelle says, someone's life's always changing every 30, 60, 90 days. You never know. And make sure you're following up. A lot of people, I used to never do this. A lot of people lose people by not following up. You have to follow up, because if not, someone else is going to snatch them up. I'm serious.
The
Follow up.
fortune is in the follow up. How many times do you have to invite someone before they probably even want your product or service or come and do what it is that you are doing with you? About how many times?
7 to 10 times.
7 to 10 times. So if
Mm-hmm.
you're listening to this and you're like, I invited all of my friends and my family, and
Follow
they,
up right
yes,
here. It's all here.
you have a
Everywhere.
miracle. And people, like Camille said, if you want to just go live with a friend, people, when they feel like they can know, like, and trust you, they're like, come
Mm-hmm.
on, baby. I feel like you're my sister from another mister. Like, okay, let's go. But that doesn't happen overnight. It's not get rich quick, like Mr. Melton says. It's
Yep.
get rich eventually. So, coming in hot for Winning Wednesday, we will be back next week. I will be interviewing top leaders every single Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tag your teams. Tag your people, tag a friend, tag someone who's struggling financially, and whatever your takeaways were, what was your takeaway that you are going to start implementing right now, today, December 11th, and you are going to do what Camille does, and you're going to follow through, be consistent, and do it afraid, and do it when you don't want to.
50
Camille,
people a day. I challenge everybody on this live. Reach out to 50 people every single day for the next 90 days.
well, what do you mean reach out to people? People are going to say, what do you mean? You got to give, people need to
Reach out
know.
to people on your friends list. Are they interested in taking a look at what you have to offer, whether it's your business, your opportunity, your product, your service? Reach out to people. They're on your friends list for a reason. I used to never do that.
And give them an out, right?
Yeah.
Hey, like I go to people's pages. I love seeing people's news feeds. And I'm like, you really inspired me today. First and foremost, how are you? And
Yeah.
secondly, you know what I mean? Like I have this thing that I just launched that's done $4 million in sales. I'm curious if you're open to taking a look. And if not, no big deal. Let's catch up. Like it's something that you need to realize that you have a miracle and people don't realize what it is that you have. So
Yep.
you have to just be willing to embrace the suck, come in, have a vision, follow your vision. Don't let anything stop you. And like Camille said, be real because behind me, my dog just ate like a piece of my makeup and it's like everywhere. The other dog is locked out, scratching at the door that my husband just painted. And it's just, I don't even have socks on. So you know
That's
what?
okay. My dogs are barking, so and the light just died. So it's awesome. It's fine.
All right. So guys, goodbye. Happy Winning
Bye.
Wednesday.
Thanks for having me. Bye.
Welcome. Way to crush.